Hi, everyone. Long time no see. This is Wanda with the Armchair Cat Advocate. I wish I was doing a fun stream that involved cats or information, but unfortunately, today I'm doing a stream that is my quote, Hail Mary. Um, and I want to talk about what's going on with another channel and a content creator who has basically destroyed my channel. Um, I just saw that this person did their Hail Mary last night, which, no surprise. And I want the person to know that, you know, I don't agree with pet limits. I don't. I don't think that's okay. Um, I don't think the cats should be removed. I really don't. I think they're fine where they are. But I also think that the people that you talk to need to know the whole truth. And so I made a call and I told them. So I'm going to tell everybody what I told them, that this person has been harassing me, bullying me, doxed me, has my channel was spammed. And I want to talk about what's happening here and how this is all playing out and what exactly happened. And I want to tell my side of the story. Chat's turned off, by the way. And I turned it off for a reason because I don't want to be interrupted. The person who would have been my moderator is not doing well. And the reason that they're not doing well is this. And I'm going to read this to you. This was something that the person that was going to be my moderator um, got when this whole thing started. So, for people who don't know what is going on, there's a content creator with a channel. Person has 20 cats, and they built this whole channel around their life with their 20 cats. Okay. I'm not going to name the channel, not going to name the content creator. I'm not getting into that crap. I'm not getting into, they're public. I can name them, but I'm not going to go there because I'm not stooping to that person's level because what this person has done is vile, absolutely vile. And they need to be held accountable for what they did and continue to do. Um, And so I do want to look this up. I want to pull this up for everyone because, as I said, the comments are turned off. They're turned off for a reason because I'm having a day to begin with. I'm not going to say what's going on, but I'm having a day to begin with. This bullshit isn't helping. This is about the only time that I have to do this stream and have my say because I have yet to have had my say. I haven't been able to talk because all of the clamor from this other channel and the subscribers calling me crazy, calling me out, saying I'm a horrible person, telling people to unsubscribe from my channel. I haven't been able to tell my side. And for all of you people, and I just want to say this to all of the people who did unsubscribe, some of you actually let me just say this. Some of you people actually emailed me. I mean, back when I was still a good person, before the content creator deemed me as a bad person. You emailed me. You asked for my help, and I gave it. You wanted to know, Wanda, where can I find something for my cat? Where can I find flea medications? And I don't have any money, and I need help, and vets are so expensive. Can you help me with something? And I helped you. I helped you find resources. Hell, I had people emailing me telling me that they had, kids that just could come out of jail and they're dealing with that and they're dealing with their people in their family that have severe health issues, and they have dementia and all these other things that they're talking about. Things that are private, things that they didn't want out there, things that they don't feel comfortable talking about in the chat, but they felt comfortable about talking to me. See, and here's the difference between myself and the content creator. I'm not stooping to that level. I'm not reading those emails out. I could out a lot of people. I could say a lot of things about people that have all kinds of issues, mental health issues. So for those people making fun of my mental health, how would you feel if I did that to you? How would you feel if I came out and I said, "Oh, Susie Jane is bipolar, has bipolar. Susie Jane got an arrest because she shoplifted while she was in an episode." I don't think Susie Jane would like that very much. So if you wouldn't want somebody doing that to you, you shouldn't be doing it to other people, especially when you don't have any proof of anything. Because all of these reports are anonymous. All of them. So I'm going to pull this up because, as I said, part of the reason why I have the chat turned off is because I don't want to deal with that content creator subscribers and their bullshit. Number one, because I know they're going to figure out I'm live at some point and come over here. And number two, the reason that I don't have my moderator is because my moderator's not doing well. The moderator's not doing well. And why she's not doing well is because she was doxxed. And because she has other things in her life that are stressful. And I'm going to just read this. And this was from, so this is what this person said. And you know who you are. And I will say it's the Temu troll. So those who know who the Temu troll is. And I'm going to be naming Temu troll at some point. Because I have public comments. Public comments don't have to be held private. Public comments can be read publicly. Because guess what? They're public comments. They're comments that were put on my public YouTube channel. So we're going to read a couple of those too. So this is what was said, but this was a private. These comments were sent to my friend's private phone, her cell phone. Or this was Messenger. I think this was Facebook Messenger. So but it was private. So I'm going to keep everyone's identity. If you know, you know. Did you know that with one phone call, you have made sure that all of those cats will be removed from her home, disrupted, and put in shelters? Did you know that they will all lose their loving home, that you are condemning all of them to have no home? You are not an animal advocate. You are the worst. You are lower than dirt at this point. I do not care what you or others think of me. I would never stoop so low that I would cause animals who are well cared for to become homeless over being butthurt about something. And as far as karma being your intro, I cannot wait to see what she dishes out to you for this. And there was also a phone call, which I obviously can't play because that would be violating privacy. So that was one. Then another friend who was having dinner with her kid, birthday dinner, she got a whole bunch of emails because she dared to comment on this content creator's channel. See, the content creator, back on July 15th, the content creator found this stray kitten. They chased it down and it was injured. They chased it down in a parking lot, got the kitten. The kitten had a damaged leg. Took the kitten to emergency vet. Emergency vet said, okay, the kitten needs, XYZ. And the kitten was supposed to have follow-up when the person brought it back home. But that never happened. So for 3 weeks, that kitten just walked around on a damaged leg. And this was upsetting to a lot of people. And my understanding is eventually someone actually reported it, which is where we're at now with these 20 cats, which the person knew from the moment they moved into the home, they were only allowed to have 4 cats. But instead of going to the city at that time and saying, look, this is what I have, is there any workaround? Which probably there would have been. There probably would have been. Because I have cats. I've been able to have my cats here, and it was a struggle. I'm not saying it was easy. And there were honestly, I had to threaten my landlord with legal action because she was going to have animal control come and take the stray cats away, which basically would have condemned them to being euthanized. But in the end, I found an organization that advocated for me, and they went and they talked to the landlord and everything, and the landlord knows at this point that the cats are not a problem in here. The cats are they're cared for, the litter boxes are clean, there's no odor, the apartment isn't being damaged, everything's fine. So I think, kind of across the board, that's true. If you go and you talk and say, okay, well, how can I work around this? Probably there would have been a workaround. But that's not what happened. We moved in, we had 4 cats with 4-cat limit. We moved in with, I believe it was 16 cats at that point. And then we accumulated 4 more over the next 4 years when we knew that we were only supposed to have 4 in the first place. So we're already way, way pushing it. And then we start a YouTube channel, making everything public. Do you see how insane all this sounds? People that are not involved in the drama, do you see how insane all this sounds? You knew from day one you were only supposed to have 4 cats. And again, I'm not saying, look, I don't agree with pet limits. And that's what I just told city council. And yes, I talked to city council. Well, actually, I talked to the mayor's office. I did. So you want to come after me for that too? Go ahead. Bring it on. Bring it on, baby. Because I'm done. My channel's over. I have nothing to lose now. And see, I'm going to tell you, see, this is what you people don't understand about me. You don't know what I've been through in my life. You have no clue what I've been through in my life. You have no clue what I've fought, who I've fought. I argued at the state Supreme Court level by myself, pro se. They call it pro se when you represent yourself, because my pro bono lawyer was a POS. I did that on my own. I did a lot of things on my own. I fought for my mom. I fought for my animals. I fought for a lot, and I fought bigger and badder than this person, this former meth cook with a felony who thinks she's the ultimate big bad of the world. You know what? I won't say it because YouTube might ding me for it. Go duck yourself, but with an F. How's that? I have survived things that would make a lot of you cower in the corner. Probably Timu Troll as well. You think that this is going to tear me down? You think that this is going to break me? No, it's not. No. Because what's happening now is you decided to poke the bear. Let me tell you how this works. I walked away from you for a reason, content creator, and I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But I walked away from you for a reason. And I was happy. I was, in my own lane, minding my own business. Bear in the cave. But then you had to come in and you had to poke the bear. Okay, one poke, okay. One poke, I'm going to give you a little, poke me again. You're going to get, poke me again. That's where we're at now. Now the claws are out. Now the teeth are bared. I've lost a lot in my life. I have. I've lost a lot more than a fucking stupid YouTube channel. I lost my dogs. I lost my mother. I lost my family home. I lost all the pictures I had of all of my animals and my parents. I've lost a hell of a lot in my life. And I'll cry over those things. But the one thing I won't cry over is you. I'm not crying over you. I'm not crying over your subscribers. And I'm not crying over this YouTube channel. Because I can rebuild. And I can make it better. So let's talk a little bit now about why I walked away from this content creator. And I do want to say that, and I'm going to talk about what I said to the mayor's office, because I did call the mayor's office. And they have my contact information. I don't care if you know. I don't. Because what are you going to do to me? Take down my channel? Shouldn't have poked the bear. Shouldn't have poked the bear. Because here we are. I don't think the pet limit's right. I don't even think it's constitutional, quite honestly, all the research that I've done. But that's not my issue. My issue is you and what you've done to me and my channel and my friends. That's unforgivable. That is completely unforgivable. And that can't be let go. So I'm going to talk a little bit now about what happened. So here's what happened. Back in, I guess, around April, I have the, and I do have the, let me just actually pull this up, because I have the receipts, as the kids say nowadays. First of all, I do want to let everyone know, because there's this misconception that the content creator came to me, reached out to me, befriended me, offered to help me start a channel. All bullshit. All of it. What happened was last year, and I have a screenshot of that too, on her, of course you can't see it because I'm a hidden user, but I'm a hidden user, which means I can go into your channel, I can look at my comments, I can make screenshots of my comments. Didn't think of that, did you? And I have a screenshot of, let me find this here. As I said, I have receipts, and I'm going to be showing everybody these receipts. Let's see. Got a lot of them here. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Wanda Dawn Miller, 1552. That's me. 11 months ago. Hi, Kim. I really want to connect with you. I'm co-chair of the People with Lived Experience Working Group through the nonprofit My Dog is My Home. We are currently looking for people with lived experience to tell their stories of how animals have enriched their lives. I think you'd be perfect. Perfect. P-U-R-R. Cute. Perfect for this project. Life with 18 cats. Just gave away the channel. Well, they're public. It doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. Does it? I mean, because I'm the person on the Pride stream, right, Kim? Gave away the channel content. Oh, I gave away her name. I guess the other one better strike me with a privacy now. Guess what? You're a public figure, content creator. Your channel's public, so it is what it is. But the response is 18 cats unedited. You can contact me at lifewith18cats@gmail.com, which I did. And because I did that, again, look it up. Go on Google. Google it. I challenge you all you little minions with one brain cell among all of you, if your little hive mind, listening to the ultimate queen bee. Go on Google and look it up. You'll find it. There's 2 presentations, one from UC Davis, one from Maddie's Fund. Both of them, our girl, our content creator, presented. How'd she get those gigs? She didn't get them. She did not by her calling, not by her doing contacts, not by her hustling. The bad person, the evil person, the person that tried to take her down, the person that's trying to hurt her. Yeah, I did that. $750 she got between the 2 of those. Think about that for a minute. $750. You can also look that up because it I think it says there somewhere what they pay for a presentation. Yep. And if I had been able to get more, she would have been with me doing those too. So when she's saying that she reached out to me and tried to help me with my channel, no, that's not how it went. And we're going to talk more about like the co-owner thing and all these other things that aren't exactly truths. But, you know, the meat of this is, and this is what I want to get to. So here's what happened. So back in, I want to say like April. Let me see. Let me look back here at my, let me look at my receipts. I got plenty of them. It was back in. So essentially, while I'm looking this up, I'll just talk a little bit about what was going on. So back, I'm in a supported housing program. It's for people with severe pervasive mental health issues. So yeah, so go ahead, make fun of my mental health issues. Go ahead, because you know that's where you people are. You're so mature. And when I moved in here, yeah, I really needed this. I needed this because I was in a bad shape. I had just been evicted. I wasn't doing well mentally at all. And so this was a good place for me. Now it's not, and it hasn't been for a very long time. And like today, I walk into my kitchen and there's a man standing in my middle of my kitchen. Like, what the fuck? Oh, we're putting deadlocks on. Oh, really? Well, I knocked 4 times. I said, well, I'm back in my bedroom with a fan going. I don't hear you. I'm standing here in my nightgown. I haven't showered yet. I haven't. And I still haven't showered because you know what? I'm just at the point where I'm having a day. I don't care. I'm done with it all, especially with this stupid ass drama that's going on. When this could have been solved from day one if someone had not moved 16 cats into a house where they knew they could only have 4. You know, I mean, I could see movement maybe 6. I mean, yeah, you know, you can kind of fudge the numbers a little bit, maybe upwards to 8. If you can have 4, you could probably hide like 4 or so, especially in a big house. But 16, that's a lot. And we're going to talk a little bit about the we're going to talk a little bit about the RV thing too, and the U-Haul, because I have some questions on that one. Okay. So, well, I did find this one. Let me talk about this one here. I found this. Let's see. Probably should have made a screenshot of this. But anyway, I'll look for it. As I look for it, I'll talk. And what happened was, actually, it was back in April. That's probably why I'm not finding it. So back in April, oh yeah, here it is. Here it is. Okay, I found it. Good. Okay. So I'm in this permanent supported housing. It's not going well. In fact, it's really going badly. It's still going badly. Like I said, maintenance guy showing up today, put a deadbolt on. Nobody's letting me know. Well, the landlord should have told you. Landlord didn't tell me anything. Received nothing. No notice. That's not legal, at least in this state. So another thing I have to put on my list to do. So anyway, I'm getting frustrated with all this. There's other things going on too that I won't talk about, but a lot of stuff going on. I'm not mentally, I'm kind of struggling. This is back in April. I'm kind of struggling. Content creator, because content and creator and I were really good friends. I mean, we're calling each other every day, a couple times a day, talking about, really deep stuff. And the content creator had a roommate. Maybe you remember him, Randy. Well, Randy moved out because Randy found a girlfriend or something and moved in with her and was supposed to continue paying content creator money even though he wasn't living there, and then he decided he wasn't going to do that anymore, and so now that put her in a pickle because she had obviously had bills, and then for those of you who were around at that time knew that she wasn't working and she was struggling, and it was a mess. So I'm having these problems with my housing. So at one point, I hadn't talked to her in a couple of days because I was really having problems, and she caused me. Well, no, I called her, and she said, "Are you okay?" And I just broke down crying. I said, "Look, I can't do this anymore. This is just. I've been here over 10 years. It's been one thing after another. The person above me, have people living with them and." Parties and I mean all kinds of stuff going on. Landlord's horrible. We have stuff like these maintenance men just come in whenever they want to, on and on and on. And she's like, really, we're friends, we're talking, and she's like, I think this is horrible, and I hate to see you like this. I hate to have your mental health like this. And then she said, "Why don't you move out here with me?" And I laughed. I go, that's funny. So I'm going to go to Missouri. I said, I don't even know logistically how I would do that. I have no money. And she said, "No, I'm serious. Don't have Randy anymore. I need a roommate. I mean, I'm struggling financially. You're struggling financially. Let's combine our resources." And I'm thinking about it and going, yeah, I could work. And then she says, "Think of all the content we'd have." I'm like, yeah, that could work. That would be great. I mean, I don't know what the channel, I mean, my channel wouldn't be anymore because what would I do? Because I wouldn't be here anymore. I wouldn't have the colony, which was my next question. It's like, okay, but what do I do with the cats? We'll bring them along. Okay. I said, but how's that going to work with the city? How's that going to work? Because you're already way over the limit. Oh, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. I'm like, yeah, but I do worry about it because I said, I'm the one moving out there with you. If I'm moving out there with you and staying with you, then, it's your house. Excuse me. It's your house. Um, who's going to have to leave if something goes down? No, don't worry about it. It's okay. It was fine. I said, okay. I said, but I think really we should talk to the city first before I move out there. I said, she said, well, how soon can you get out? I don't know because I have to give 30 days notice. Number one. Number two, I have to, I have to pack everything. I'd have to make arrangements. I'd have to see because I have to see like services and stuff because I'm on SSI. Um, I have a therapist. I have a doctor, stuff like it. All these things are things you have to think of when you move out of state. So we continue this discussion. And then I'm like, also, I said, what am I going to do with the outdoor cats? I have to find a place for them. I just can't walk away and let them fend for themselves. That would be cruel. She said, oh, bring them with you. Like, what? Where are we going to put them? Well, the backyard. We'll fence it in. I have the shed back there. You know where I had the feral cat house? Yeah. Well, they can live back there. It'll be great. Great content. People love that shit. They just love that about feral cats and all that shit. They just love it. It'll make for great content. Okay. All right. Maybe that'll work. But, then I have all this other stuff. That's okay. I have a garage. I can't park my car there because it's not concrete. It's wood. My car would go through it. So you can put okay. I said, but then what about like actually getting out there logistically? I said, it's going to cost probably at least $1,000 for me to get out there and everything. She said, no, you don't. No. She said, no, this is what you do. This is what I did. When I moved from Minnesota to Missouri, it was only like $500. That's it. I got a U-Haul. I got whatever they want to call it, a tow for not a tow, but put the car like on a rack and drove so it was the U-Haul. The cats were in the U-Haul. And then the U-Haul had like a trailer. That's the word I'm looking for. A trailer attached. And she pulled the car from Minnesota to Missouri. And she said, everything fit in the U-Haul. She said, you have an apartment, that should be fine. Everything should fit in like one of those big giant U-Hauls. Like, okay. I said, but it's further from where I am to Missouri than from Minnesota to Missouri. Because I'm looking it up, which this is why I had her address. Keep that in mind. This is why I had her address, because I was going to move out with her. And the reason I had her address is because I had to have it to see how much a U-Haul was going to cost. That's why I had her address. The U-Haul, and this is my question. Why is it that we need $3,000 or $4,000, $5,000, whatever, for an RV to go from Missouri back to Minnesota when we went from Minnesota to Missouri on $5 in a U-Haul? And are we living out of the RV with the cats? That's a little bit insane, because my understanding is that, and, like I said, I have called animal control over all this other crap, asking them, can you do anything? Because I'm being bullied, harassed, my channel's being attacked. Anything you can do? They're telling me to go to the police. And I'm saying, well, hopefully she'll just, hopefully I said, I'm just kind of hoping at this point that she does move to Minnesota. Like, what? Wait, what? That's first we're hearing this. understanding was that the RV was going to be taken outside of city limits, but still going to be in the state. So, don't know, just what I'm hearing. So anyway, the whole thing with me moving out there, I then said, then the other concern was, okay, you don't have furnace. Now, this was before she started the fund. Okay. It was before that. We didn't have the furnace, didn't have air conditioning. I said, I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm not going out to Missouri in a heat wave without air conditioning. So that has to happen. Either you have to fix that somehow, or because that bedroom, the bedroom that she put the flooring in, that was for me. That's why the flooring went in. I mean, she was going to do it anyway. She was going to put flooring in anyway. It wasn't specifically for me, but it was like, I got the first look at it. I have pictures right here. I'm not going to show them, obviously, but I have pictures of all of her house. All different pictures of her house, the backyard. I mean, she's showing me everything. This is where the catio will go. This is where, think of all the content, Wanda. Think of all the content. Think of all the content. Content. But I found this, and I just want to read this to everyone. This was April 26th. And this is what I wrote. Now, I was very upset because of everything going on. But I said, if I can figure out how to get the money together to move to Missouri, I'll come out. I'm so done with the stupidity of my landlord. Now she's threatening to tow my car because of an expired inspection sticker. That's it. Everything else is legal. In PA, an expired inspection sticker is a $25 fine, and the bitch wants to tow my car. I have no fucks to give. I added you to the armchair cat advocate. You just need to accept. So I'm reading that whole thing because I want you to listen to that last sentence again. I added you to the armchair cat advocate. You just need to accept. Does that sound like a co-owner? Why would I add her? She was a manager. She was never a co-owner because, and I will read it to you, I have a screenshot of it. There's no way to add someone as a co-owner under a private account like I have with the armchair cat advocate. It has to be like a business or something. I forget what it said. Branded, I think it is, the word is. But when I added her, there were only 3 options. And just, let's track over there for just a minute. I'm ADHD, so things are there won't be linear. But I'll try to keep my thoughts as linear as possible for people that are not ADHD. So when we did this whole thing with the armchair cat advocate, this is how that went down. She had the channel, channel Life with 18 Cats. Y'all know it. About her, the 18 Cats. I was impressed. When I first saw that, that's why I reached out to her, because I thought, this is really cool. This is really cool. Somebody with 18 cats talking about this. She's not a rescue. She just has 18 cats, but she's caring for them. You can see, you can look at them. You can see they're healthy. And I will say, I told the mayor's office that. I said, there's no reason why those cats need to be removed, but there are issues. And we'll talk about that a little later. So what I did say was, I thought the channel was great. Like I said, reached out to her right away, wanted her to be part of our People with Lived Experience group. Great story. Animals saved her life too. I'm not about separating people. No matter what you think about me, and I don't care what people think about me at this point, you all go fuck yourselves. I don't care. But I do strongly believe in the human-animal bond, and that it shouldn't be broken, that it needs to be maintained. And I think this case here with what's happening with the content creator, it's not okay. The animal shouldn't be removed. And in fact, that's why I did call animal control at the one point to try to, talk to them about that. And I basically said to them, please don't do this. And see, again, y'all want to demonize me. Y'all want to call me a bad person. Y'all can go fuck yourselves. Because the fact of the matter is, even after all the shit that she put me through, all the shit that you subscribers put me through, I still called animal control and I still tried to advocate for her and I still tried to help her. That's a fact. That is a fucking fact. Whether you want to believe it or not is on you all. But that's what happened. As far as the channel goes, when this whole channel started, because we were doing the advocacy thing, she loved it. She loved doing the advocacy and she's good at it. Now, I didn't watch her speech to the city council. I didn't, because I'm staying off of the channel because I just don't want to go there right now. Come here. I'm just going to do one little break here because Fury has a #1 fan that really misses him because we can't do the channel anymore. And I just look. Your #1 fan could be watching, or we'll do a repeat. We're doing a rewatch. I know. Yeah, I know. These are who you're hurting. You're not hurting me. This guy here and the ones outside, that's who you're hurting. I hope you understand that. The cats outside, the ones who are feral, the ones who are strays, the ones who are homeless, who don't have anyone to love them except me, those are the ones that are being hurt. So I'm going to throw back at you what you threw at me. Y'all want to call yourselves animal advocates? You're all full of shit. You're not animal advocates. You don't care about anything but the drama. This is all that this is now. It's all drama. It's all about the drama. It's all about Team Kim, Team Wanda. I don't want anything to do with it. My subscribers, the people that are still here, the people that do, there are people that still email me. And I keep telling them, don't cause trouble. Don't go over there. If you see something that you think is bad, report it. Report it to YouTube. That's what we do. That's what we do here at the Armchair Cat Advocate. We don't stoop to that level. We don't sit. I'm not sitting here. Do you see my chat on? No, it's not. There's a reason for that. My chat isn't on because, #1, I'm having my say today. This is my Hail Mary moment. God damn it. I'm having mine. Because that content creator has been having her moment since this whole freaking thing started. Now I get a chance to speak. And I'm saying my piece, and then I'm done. And I might just wipe this out after 24 hours. I don't know if I'll even leave it up. But I don't have the comments on for a reason. And I don't have the comments on partly because, and I will read. No, let me actually read it now. Let me read the comment that caused me to turn the comments off. Because I also read this comment, just so you know. And I need to find it here. But I also read this comment. I think this is it. Yeah. I also read this comment to the mayor's office. So, maintenance out there again. I also read this to the mayor's office because I wanted them to know the kind of crap that's going on here. I wanted them to know that while I still think she should be able to keep the cats, while I still think she cares for the cats, while I still think the cats are fine and that they should be where they are, and I think I told them flat out, I don't like pet limits, and this is why. And I don't think you should have pet limits. And this is why. I understand you don't want hoarding situations. I understand it can be hard to try to figure out how exactly you prevent that. But I think there are ways that you could. I mean, I can put him in touch. I mean, I could talk to him about that too. I could talk to him about I know a bunch of animal welfare organizations that are trying to keep people and pets together and could probably give them a really good solid way that they could write policy. And I'm thinking right now of Vincent Medley and Haas, human animal support something. I don't know. They're having a lunch and learn. I'm gonna have to register for the lunch and learn. But I know people. I could put them in touch. I could have been helping this content creator, but am I going to help her now? No. I mean, I'll do this stuff on my own, but I'm not teaming with her. Not now. Not after the way she's treated me. Not after the lack of. I mean, it comes down to this. Even if I had done that, it would have come from a place of concern over the kitten, because that was the report, the kitten, because I was concerned about the kitten too, but I was trying to stay out of it. Did you see me comment on her channel? No, you did not. Dawn commented. Nunya commented. Did I? No. And I didn't comment for a reason, because I wanted to stay out of it. Because I really hoped that she would do the right thing before something like this happened. And she didn't. But what I cannot forgive is somebody that didn't even reach out, expected me to call her, just like the other two did, and grovel. I didn't do it. No, I'm not doing that. I don't have to justify myself to anybody, because like I said, if I had done it, it would have come from a place of concern. But now here we are. And unfortunately, I have to make the calls that I have to make. And she may very well get a call or two from an agency that I've contacted. Do I wish her bad? No, I don't. Do I hope she gets to keep the cats? Yeah. Yeah. And if she starts a petition, and I'm going to put this out here, if she starts a petition to change, which would be the next step, just hint, 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 that would be the next step as an advocate. Start a petition. Start at change.org. Change the pet limit in Columbia, Missouri. There's a really good article online. If I can find it, I'll post a link to it, and you can do with it what you want, but I'm not interacting with that person anymore. That's done. But there was a really good article, and it laid out how these counties can actually protect themselves from things like hoarding and people doing breeding and things like that, but not have pet limits. Pet limits are, in all the research I'm doing, a lot of, there's actually, in my state here in Pennsylvania, there was a case that was fought on the pet limits being unconstitutional. They won. And it was very similar to what's going on with this content creator. Same thing. I think she had like 20, 25 cats. And they ranged, some of the cats were close to 30 years old. She won. That's another option. You can fight it. You can fight it legally. Instead of the $3,000 run away, I wouldn't run away. I'd stand my ground. I'd make a stand. You have a chance here to turn this all around. What you did to me, it's being handled. You can't undo it. Channel's done. But you, content creator, you have a chance to do something really good here that would not only help you and your cats, but other people. Think of all the people you could help. Think of the animals you could save. Because if people could have more than 4 animals, If they had the financial capabilities to have 10 animals and they could do it okay, and they could vet them and they could keep them up, and they have a big enough space for them, you could help make that point. You could help reduce shelter loads. You could help reduce the human, again, HASS, HASS. I have plenty of resources. Don't have the channel anymore. Can't talk about it. But I have plenty of resources. Plenty of good places out there that have done excellent. There's a woman she's a woman that's basically an expert on emotional support animals. She's done scholarly papers on the human animal bond and how important it is. That's the kind of stuff. This content creator says, "Oh, I went to school to be a paralegal." Okay, use it. Get the documentation together. Instead of running off in that RV, which is silly, I'm just going to say it, stand your ground. Stand your ground. I want to read this to everyone. And I'm going to name this person because, again, this was a public comment on my public YouTube channel. It was spammed like 12 times. I also have a screenshot of the person saying, "I went over to her channel and I wanted to take it down, but I did, and I just really messed it up." Well, you did mess it up, baby. And not only did you mess it up for me, you've now messed it up for the content creator, because this comment that you left, I read to the mayor's office. And they may very well ask me to send it over. Because what you did here is not okay. And you need to be held responsible for it. And I made that very clear when I talked to the mayor's office. And I told them they can call me. And I told them I don't need to be anonymous because I don't give a shit anymore. Because like I was saying earlier, when I told everybody, there's a whole lot of stuff that went on in my life that you don't know about. There's a whole lot of things that I went through that you don't know about. But I will tell you this. This is a lesson for everybody out there. A lesson. When you take everything away from somebody and they have nothing left, you make them a very dangerous person. Think about that. Do you know why they become dangerous? Because they have nothing left to lose. So, you effectively took away my channel. You effectively took away any chance I had of monetizing, because it'll be months again till I get. I mean, I have to totally revamp. It's going to take at least a month to just totally revamp everything, because I have to figure out how to do this all on my own. I don't know how to do any of this shit. Plus everything else that I'm doing. I have an appointment tomorrow with another agency because I was working on starting my own business. And part of that was this YouTube channel. So I'm just really, there it is. Sorry, I just got a text. But anyway, again, when you have someone that has lost everything and they have nothing more, when they lose everything, you make them a dangerous person because they have nothing left to lose. And I'm going to tell you something. That's what I told the York County Area and Aging when they took my mom away. I said, "You took away my heart. You took away my heart. I have nothing left to lose. Game on." Now, I'm going to tell you, that was not a happy ending. I didn't win that. And I probably won't win this either. That's okay. I'm used to not winning. That's an advocate's lot in life. You fight and you fight and you fight and you fight. 9 times out of 10, you never win. 9 times out of 10, you don't see the results of anything. You die before that ever, before things ever change. But once in a while, something happens and you make a change, and that's what keeps you going. And I'm hoping that this is what is going to happen today. I'm hoping that just 1/4 of what I'm saying in this live stream, however long it's going to be, I don't know. I'm planning not to go too much longer. But I'm hoping that this content creator sees this and takes this to heart. Because at one time we were very good friends. And I miss my friend. I do. And I can tell you that your other two friends miss you too. And I don't know where everything went wrong. I can tell you, and I will tell what went wrong for me. But what's happening here is not okay. What's happening here, I feel like you are involved with some very toxic people. I feel like your whole channel has become very toxic. It's not recognizable anymore. It's not, a couple of days ago, I was actually rewatching your old videos. And I actually rewatched the one where you were talking about you were the last meet, the last, let me introduce myself. My name is Kim. And now I will say, and we never talked about this, but the whole hoarding thing, that's not exactly true. I mean, you're kind of right, but not exactly. I mean, I've had 2 trainings since we've last talked, and that's something that I wanted to do on the Armchair Advocate, which won't happen now, but that wasn't exactly accurate information. I mean, it does come down to having too many animals and not being able to take care of them, but it's a little more involved than that. So that was more of a simplistic explanation. And really, one animal is not considered a hoarding situation, even if you can't take care of it. That's just going to be an abuse and neglect. It's not going to be characterized as hoarding. So, but that's splitting hairs, but but from where you've come, I just think somewhere, I don't know what happened. Somewhere. I don't know if it's the people that are now surrounding you. I don't know if it's the fame. I don't know. But something changed. And like I said, I want to talk about that. But I do want to read this. So, this was left, like I said, this was left on my YouTube channel. I never would have found it either. I mean, I'd be honest, I never would have found it. Someone alerted me to it. And then I went and I looked at my comments, because at that time a lot of things were happening, and I was like, what the hell just happened? I felt like something just went, smacked me right in the head, and I'm like, what? Where'd that come from? And then I'm getting these emails. Look at your channel. Look at your channel. What? So I look at the channel, and I find this comment. About 12 times it was spammed. Then I see someone sends me like a chat, a screenshot of a chat where it's saying, I went over to her channel and I caused trouble. I wanted to take it down, but I didn't. And God will forgive me. No, God won't forgive you. God doesn't like ugly, sweetheart. God doesn't like ugly. And God isn't going to forgive you for this. I mean, you can tell yourself that, but I don't think it's going to happen. And maybe you will get forgiven. Maybe you will be forgiven. But God still isn't going to be happy over this. God doesn't condone this kind of thing. Pretty darn sure on that. So this is what was written. I hope you were all happy. Oh, and this is Jerry Nicholson. Jerry Nicholson, 2314. Again, Jerry, do not do the privacy thing. This was a public comment on a public channel. I have every right to read it out. You started it. I'm finishing it. This comment has also gone to the mayor's office. So you think about that tonight. You think about that when you're sitting playing with your little spiders and cockroaches. You think about how you're impacting this content creator's life, because this shit is not positive shit. This is negative shit. This is toxic shit. She doesn't need that in her life. What she needs in her life is good friends, which she pushed away because of people like you. So I'm calling you out. And I would do a extreme close up, but that's that contents creators thing. Let her have it. Anyway, on with the comment. I hope you're all happy you are not animal advocates. You made cats homeless by being a human petty machine. Well, the cats are not homeless, honey. Not yet. They still have a home. They're still being cared for. So maybe wait until they actually get taken away before you make your little dumbass comments. Now, this is where it gets nasty. And I don't know. I'm hoping that, well, you can, I actually read it to the mayor's office the way it was intended, not the way it was worded for YouTube to get past the IA censors. I hope your karma bus has no lube and a cactus phallus. Wow, that's really mature. This person, by the way, is 50, 51, something like that. 52, I don't know, 50 something. Sounds like Mean Girl shit. Sounds like Lindsay Lohan Mean Girl shit. You got me in the burn book too, Jerry? Because I got you in mine. And when the mayor's office calls, which I have a feeling they will, because I think they're going to want all of these screenshots, there's going to be a lot coming from you. So, on with the comment. What you have helped do has caused over 15 cats to be removed from their loving, well-cared-for home. Again, the cats have not been removed. The cats are still there. They're not removed. They're still there. Your channel is a farce and you are not for animals. You are selfish and only for yourself. Well, that's your opinion. And opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one. And for anyone wondering, they called an animal control. No, you don't know who called them because it's anonymous. Because again, called animal control myself, anonymous. And reported a home with 20 cats in it. And again, content creator actually said on the live stream, the complaint was about the kitten with the bad leg. So you're a liar too. Not only are you a troll, Timu, you're also a liar. You're also, this is untruth, mistruth, whatever they call it on YouTube, misinformation. Also spam, which I reported you for spam. Because this person here, she did this comment 12 times. She put this comment in the middle of my channel where I wouldn't have seen it. And I think what was going to happen is she was going to then go and report it as spam and have YouTube, because that would have taken my channel down. Because they basically have which is weird. YouTube's okay with this shit. YouTube's okay with a content creator and the subscribers coming over and harassing me, bullying me, calling me names, doing all these nasty things to me. But spamming is what will get your channel taken down. Doesn't make sense. But that's a fight for another day. Okay. They called it an animal control and reported a home with 20 cats in it because they were upset with the owner's opinions. I don't know what opinions you're talking about. Because again, like I said, I hadn't been over at that channel for a long time. And I'm going to go back to that, the moving to Missouri thing, because I have more to say about that. They over petty crap made, I don't know what, made something, made what, 16 pets homeless when they had very good care and vet care, all because they are petty humans. Yeah, well, look in the mirror, bitch. That's what I'm going to say to you. Look in the mirror. You're just as petty. You're worse than petty. You are a toxic, nasty, evil person. And probably the worst thing that ever happened to that content creator. And I told her that. And I'll be honest, I told her I didn't like you from day one. I told her you were going to be trouble. I tried to warn her. She didn't want to listen. Again, here we are. Here we are. This comment has already been, I already read this comment to the mayor's office. Just did it today. Now, like I said, I will tell them this needs to be, the content creator needs to be held accountable for this. Consequences need to be done for this. But the cat still should remain with her. I don't think the cat should be taken away. I really don't. Never thought that. But, let's go back to the comment here that before I went on a sidetrack, and I'm sure that people were like, I have no idea. This woman's like all over the place. Okay, so we were talking about the text where I had said, if I can figure out a way to get the money together to move, let me just read it again. So I had texted her, if I can figure out a way to get the money together to move to Missouri, I'll come out. So that was April 26th, 8:26 a.m. Eastern time. She responds, content creator responds with, yay, about you coming here, not about your landlady being a bitch. I responded, I actually got your text because I was having trouble getting text from her. And then I said, the problem is going to be figuring out how to get the money together to move to Missouri. Okay. So, and then she says, yay, text. I just finished at work and am headed home. I said, nice. You got done early. Don't forget to video kitties as you walk into the house. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pictures of her house, different views. And the reason I had those is not because I'm stalking her. I never stalked her. And by the way, I will remove that issue with the post where there was concern that I was stalking. That was a Google Earth thing. Somebody sent it to me. I only put it up there to show that, see how easy it is to get an address, just trying to, stupidly hoping that some of these hive-minded minions would actually grow more than one brain cell and kind of sit and do some critical thinking and go, just because one, like having an address does not equal reporting them. So what happened with Missouri? Here's what happened with Missouri. So first of all, the whole thing with Missouri, I'm going to go out there because of my mental health. I mean, and we had this discussion. And her whole thing was she didn't like, that my mental health was being impacted. She wanted to help. And I believe she did. I do. I do believe she wanted to help at first. And then it started to get weird. And she was telling me, okay, I had these contracts. I mean, I was on the phone with her during a lot of I knew about her getting the contracts before she went and talked about it on her lives. He said, I got another one. And I was happy for her. I was very happy for her because this was the person that maybe like a week before something called me in tears saying, I'm going to lose my home. I'm going to lose everything. And I was like, look, okay, look, I'm not saying not be concerned about it, but I think you're going to be okay. It hasn't happened yet. Let's not catastrophize. I mean, I'm trying to tell her everything that I'm thinking my therapist would tell me, because I'm not a therapist. And I do also want to say, I do recognize that there's trauma there. And we've talked about that. There is trauma there. And I don't think taking the cats, and I will tell the mayor's office that as well. I don't think taking the cats away would help her. I don't think it would help the situation. I don't want to see her run off to Minnesota in an RV. I don't think that would be good. I know she wants to go back to Minnesota. My understanding, at least, when we were still talking, is that there is a job there for her, a good job, an office job, that like she would have her own contracts and she would be supervisor. And that was one of the reasons why we talked about me moving to Missouri, because the plan was, and this was kept quiet, like we didn't say anything, because her producer didn't even know. Like, she told me the only person that knew was her friend, the friend that went with her to city council and spoke. It was the only person that knew. No one knew. On my side, no one knew, except really close friends. I mean, I talked to some close friends about it, and they were all like, "Are you crazy?" And I'm like, "Well, what do I have here? I mean, really, what do I have here? I don't have anything. I mean, this could be an opportunity. It could be, it could be good." But then things started to get uncomfortable. And there was a lot of push. There was a lot of, when are you coming out? 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 I'm like, okay, I need time to think about this. I can't just make that. This is a big decision, because you have to understand what I'm going to lose. If I move out there with the cats and everything, I can't come back, because this apartment's gone. I don't have money. I get all of $900 a month. Where the hell am I going to get an apartment on $900 a month? I have 3 cats. Where the hell am I going to, where am I going to get an apartment that's going to rent to me with all these cats? And that's going to happen in the colony. I mean, there's a lot of things. Therapist. My therapist will be gone. My doctor will be gone. Everything will be gone. I'll have to start from scratch. I'm 57 years old. I have mental health issues. I have physical health issues. This is a big deal, people. This is not just, oh, I can move across the street. There's actually a house across the street that somebody bought back in 2020. It had been arsoned. They did a little work on it, walked away. It's not like, I could move across the street. I could get that. I could fix it up. I could move across the street. I still have if it doesn't work out, it's going to be, housing is going to be an issue, but I still have my therapist. I still have my doctor. I still have my friends. I still have my supports. The other thing that I have here too is I'm working with an organization called the Corporation for Supported Housing. I have been working with them closely to try to integrate people with lived experience into their organization. And one of the things that, because it's like, I'm the person, I have the ear of a big, this is big. I mean, I have the ear of the director of the local area here, like Philadelphia, surrounding areas. And it's connected. I mean, this is a national organization. They write policy. Listen to what I'm saying. They write policy for supported housing programs. They write policy for supported housing services. They write policy. One thing that I want to have pet inclusive housing. These are the people that could write that policy. I have the ear of someone, a huge organization, and they were looking to get me some kind of a stipend or something to help me, to like at least for a year, to have me kind of on board as a consultant or something. I'm not sure. I mean, how the funding go. I mean, it would all depend on how the funding stream is and how the funding is named to be used. And I mean, people that understand funding streams understand what I'm saying. But anyway, I would have lost that. And by the way, the funding did come through. And they're now talking about how is that going to look for me and what exactly is my job description going to be. And, I wouldn't really say like a job, but how is my involvement with them going to look? I'm working with an organization. It's called SOAR. Don't ask me what it's SOAR, but anyway, it's SOAR. It's social, like SOAR works. It's a program through Social Security that helps people start businesses. I'm applying for that. I have a lot of stuff going on. I'd lost all of it if I moved over there. But they kept going. I need you to come here. I need you to come here. I need you to move over here. I need you because I want to have these contracts. I can't take them because this person that I have, I can't ask her to come in for, 3 weeks out of the month or whatever and take care of the cats. I can only ask her to come in for a little bit. I need you to come out here. I can't do this on my own. I understand that. I understand I understand that you want this for yourself. I understand you're ambitious. That's great. But I have a life too. And I don't feel like I'm being heard here. And I said that to her at one point. And it was just simply, well, I don't mean to pressure you, but you are. You continue to pressure me. And then on top of it, then it was, first the rent was going to be $900, which was what Randy, I think, paid, something like that. And then I'm saying, okay, that's my whole check. I can't do that. Well, then she asked how much I pay here. I told her, okay, I'll take that. But then I also was supposed to take care of all the cats. I mean, all hers, plus mine, plus the colony cats that would be in the backyard after I helped her build the catio and fenced in the backyard. And I had to maintain the backyard, which you saw the video of the backyard. You saw the video of what her and her friend went through to get that in compliance because someone complained, one of the neighborhood people complained about that. I was supposed to do that by myself with fibromyalgia, which for people who don't know what fibromyalgia is, it's a chronic pain and fatigue condition. I also have issues with my knees, issues with my back. I have, my body's wrecked. There's no way that I could do what she wanted me to do. There's no way. I mean, I take care of my animals here and I'm going from morning to night taking care of them. Imagine if I had to take care of 20 cats plus, I'd be taking at least 15 over there between indoor and outdoor. 15 plus 20 is 35 cats. 35 cats. Tell me that someone would not have reported that. It's amazing that she went as long as she did with the ones that she has. But I can almost guarantee you, if we had cats fenced in the backyard, a catio, and people saw, somebody would have said something. And then what about my channel? My channel's essentially gone at this point. I mean, what would I do? Well, how would I have a channel? Because the channel was built about me, my life, the feral cats. And then kind of the nail in the coffin was when I talked to her about the furnace and, the air conditioning. I said, the furnace fund. The furnace fund had just gotten up and running. And I suggested, I said, why don't we sit down and talk to everybody? The two of us. Why don't we have a live stream and we'll talk to everybody and we'll tell them that, I'm thinking about moving out there. I mean, we can be honest about it. We can be honest. We can be upfront. We can tell everybody, look, nothing is set in stone. I'm still trying to figure all this out. We're still trying to figure out all the logistics. And yet the furnace needs to be repaired because the furnace needs to be repaired regardless, right? Am I right? I mean, if she's going to live there, now I don't know what's happening now, but I mean, up until this point, she was intending on living there, and she was intending on, then getting the furnace fixed, which she has to have the furnace fixed. So furnace would have had to been fixed regardless if I moved there or not. But like I told her, I said, maybe the furnace would get fixed faster if they thought that I was moving out there with you. I mean, again, not saying it to try to trick anybody or to scam anybody out of money or anything like that. Just putting it out there that, okay, look, Wanda and I are seriously talking about her moving out here with me, but she can't really come out here with cats and, without heat. We have to have heat. I mean, and, and if it came down to me not being able to come out, or I decided not to come out, people would know that this is something we're seriously talking about. But she didn't want to do that. Reason she didn't want to do that was content. Because she had this grand scheme that she was going to get a refrigerator. This is the thing. This is what she told me. Like I said, she didn't tell anybody except her older friend, the one that was at the city council meeting. Her producer didn't know this. She didn't even tell her producer. She just said, got a great idea for content. It's going to be great. It's going to be fabulous. It's going to really blow up the channel, la, la, la. So her idea was she was going to get a big refrigerator box, put it in her kitchen. I was going to be in the refrigerator box. Gonna go live. Kind of like what happened with Uncle Jack. Kind of like the Uncle Jack thing. Gonna go live. Look, I got a package today. It's an Amazon unboxing. Oh my goodness. What could it possibly be? Open it up, and I step out. I'm sorry. That was it. That was it. I just couldn't deal with it anymore. The whole thing of not wanting to talk about, not being willing to talk to the city about the cats, that not being willing. And the thing is that, honestly, it probably would have been okay, because the feral colony, from my understanding from, the conversation that I had with one of the animal control guys, they permit ferals. They have a permit, which is kind of cool. I mean, we actually, I called about this, ended up talking to him about how they permit feral cats, because Dawn and I have been talking about that the night before, and we was like, you know what, we need to, and he gave me the information, the codes and numbers and everything. And I told Dawn, I said, we really need to do a show. I mean, before, basically it was like, can't do the channel because can't turn on comments, can't do anything because what are we going to do? Can't chance having this person, having Jerry come over and causing problems again. And I'm naming you Jerry because, hell, you had a public comment on my public channel. You said over and over again in the live streams, you're going to cause problems. So you don't care what people say about you or think about you. So there you go. I don't like you. Okay. I'm saying it. I don't like you at all. And I don't think the mayor's office was impressed by your comment either. And you just remember that when you come at me, when you call me a horrible person, I didn't write that comment. You did. You wrote it. You put it on my channel. I have every right to do whatever I want with it. And I did report you to YouTube. Not that they do anything, but I did report you. But you take that up with Kim, because I didn't leave that comment. I never would have done to her channel what she did to mine, even if she had done something what she thinks I did. If she did something like that, even with all of the things that happened, even with having the using me for content, this and that and the other, I walked away And that's why I walked away. And and you can go back. Of course, I'd have to put everything back up public because I had to put everything private because I'm having these nasty, ugly sexual comments being put on my YouTube channel. But there's a video where they talk about this. Where there was a couple videos actually where I addressed it, where I said, look, I know I haven't been in Kim's live streams. I know I haven't been on her channel, but I was dealing with mental health issues. I was overwhelmed. As I said, I have no animosity towards her. I have no animosity towards her producer. They're the ones that have said I have animosity. That's their opinion. I don't have any animosity. I didn't have any animosity. I'm not happy with what they're doing, but I don't hate her. I have indifference now, which is truly the opposite of love. The opposite of love is not hate for everybody. My therapist explained that to me at one point. And see, the reason the opposite of love is not hate is because love is a very strong emotion. Hate is a very strong emotion. If you still have hate for somebody, that means you still care about them. If you have indifference, that means it's done. And I have indifference. And that makes me sad. I don't want to have indifference. I'm sorry, Kim. I'm so sorry for what's happening to you. I hope that you do not have to leave Missouri. I hope you do not have to leave your home. I hope you do not have to be separated from your cats. I really do. And I'm so sorry that it's happening to you. But that does not give you carte blanche to do what you did to me. It does not give you carte blanche to do what you did to Dawn, to do what you did to Nunya. And maybe you didn't directly do it, but indirectly, by being complacent, by standing there in your live streams and telling people, well, I can't say their names, but you can. Or telling Dawn, call me. She's having problems too. Just because somebody doesn't call you doesn't mean they don't love you. Just because someone doesn't talk to you doesn't mean they don't love you. There is so much trauma there. And so much hurt and so much pain. And my heart breaks for you. It really does. And I know how much those cats mean to you. And I tell you this in sincerity. I will talk to the mayor's office and I will advocate for them to have you keep those cats. But they also have to understand that you allow these other things to happen. And that's not okay. You have to be held accountable for that. You can't treat people like that. And it wouldn't even matter. It doesn't matter who did what. It doesn't matter if someone, I know it's hurtful. I know that you get, look, I had people report me already. I had someone report me one time. To this day, I don't know who it was. I was working. My mom was, elderly. This was many, many years ago when we still lived in Lancaster. And I had gone to work. I was working at I forget what it was. It was domestic relations. So it was, like child support. It's a horrible place to work. But it was my first, big girl job after college. It's not what I went to school for, and I hated it. I hated every minute of it. But it was a job and decent money, and I needed decent money because my father had passed and I was taking care of my mom, and my mom had a lot of health issues and it was a mess. So I was caregiving my mom. I was working, and, my mom had to go to the hospital, and she was in the hospital for like 2 weeks. Well, I was working. I come home one day. My house is open. The door's open. I mean, window pane was broken. I'm like, holy crap, somebody broke in. Turned out somebody said that I was, I don't know, beating my mother, exploiting my mother, had her tied in I don't know. It was some crazy thing. As far as I can tell, it was somebody at work that didn't like me. That's So yeah, I understand the anger. I mean, it was a mess. And then it was a whole can of worms because they came in and they didn't like the way the house was maintained. And I mean, because we had an old house and my dad had passed and he didn't have any money and he didn't leave any, we had no pension or anything, and my mom was just left to her own device. It was a mess. It was a mess. And that's what I'm saying. You don't know how I lived. You don't know what I did. You don't know what I did to survive. None of you do. So you all come at me and you think you're going to break me, and you're not, because I've been through so much worse than this. But I will also tell you, I'm not going to sit here and go, that's not me. This is me. I'm going to get right in your frickin' face. And I'm going to tell you what you did is wrong. And I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make it, well, maybe not make it right, but at least hold you accountable. I'm not here to cause you pain. I'm not here to cause you suffering. I have no problem with the way you care for those cats. Now, that being said, there are issues, and I'm not going to go into them here, but there are issues, and you know what they are. But I thought about it, but I'm not going to be that person. Just let people wonder. Because it's really none of their business anyway. Because those people, I can tell you right now, those people, all those subscribers, they're not your friends. They're people, they're keyboard warriors, keyboard assassins. They're frustrated former teenage drama queens trying to relive their high school drama days. And what have they really done to help you? Other than, agree with you that I'm a bad, horrible person and, my channel should be taken down. Really, what have they done to help you? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself, what have they done to help you? Because I can tell you, Jerry, with this comment, that's not helping you. Because I read it to the mayor's office. I read it to a couple other agencies. That's not helping you. That person's not helping you at all. That's not a friend. A friend wouldn't go off half cocked and act like a Mean Girls character. Little Regina. Sorry, Jerry, you're not that pretty. That's never going to happen. Regina might have been a nasty bitch, but at least she's pretty. You're not even that. Not even on the inside. So, as far as I'm concerned, she's not your friend. And somebody needs to tell you that. And it might as well be me, because you already hate me. So, guess I can say whatever I want now, huh? And like I said, this stream is probably going to be taken down within 24 hours. So, I'm going to take it down. But I don't have any, I don't wish you any ill will. But I don't like this. This is not okay. This is just not okay. It's not okay when your two friends that supported you, three friends that supported you, now all look at each other and say, what happened? And I'll tell you, the whole thing, the whole thing that kind of started it for me was all of the TikTok stuff. When it started with the, hey everyone, hi, how you doing? I'm gonna have a fun show today, but first, woo, do 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 do, little cats dancing around, do 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 do. Hi guys. I mean, I'm like looking at that going, who is that person? That's not my friend. What? That's fake. That's some phony TikTok shit. That's not phony TikTok influencer shit. I don't want to watch that. That's why I stopped watching your streams, honey. Not because of you, not because I didn't like you, not because I was angry at you, because I couldn't deal with it anymore. I couldn't deal with the fakeness. I couldn't deal with the influencer shit because that wasn't what your channel was based on. Your channel was based on a person that had 19, I have to remember, I keep forgetting Chewy, 19 cats. I remember those early streams. They were good. They were really good. And no offense to your editor, no offense to your producer. They were better before she was involved. Again, no offense to her. She does a great job, great editing. It's just, I mean, I'll be honest, myself and Dawn, I mean, we've talked about this. We were like, she needs to change the name. It needs to be Life with 20 Cats, highly edited. And then then the subscriber base started to change. And the community started to change. And then there was another issue. And I'm going to talk about this too, because this is important. When I had the channel, and again, let's talk about the channel a little bit and how let's dispel these rumors and myths and mistruths about who started what and who did what and who was involved with what as far as the Armchair Cat Advocate. So the Armchair Cat Advocate, here's the thing. I was a person that did advocacy. Done advocacy for a long time. Not because I chose to, never chose to do it. Excuse me, kind of got pushed in a corner over that. And what ended up happening was I had to learn how to advocate because of my mom, because of me, because of other things. I mean, when you're homeless, and I will say this, I was very, and I know this is going to sound weird, but I was blessed because I was homeless with a college education. I could do what other people couldn't. I could read the paperwork. I could fill out the paperwork. I could make the phone calls. I could sit across from somebody. I could present very well, even dressed like this. I knew all their big words. I could throw their big words back at them. I was articulate. I was eloquent. I was what they thought. They looked at me and they could relate to me. I wasn't somebody sitting there that was highly traumatized, that maybe didn't even graduate high school, that, had been on the streets and talked rough. And no, they related to me. So I could get in places where others couldn't. And I saw that. And I realized that, hey, I can help people here. Because I can be a go-between, because I can talk the street talk. I can relate to the people, the street people. I can relate to them because I lived with them. But I can also relate to this person dressed really nicely across from me. And that's where that advocacy came from. Still advocating. I was on the phone while the maintenance guys walk in. Maintenance guys are standing there and I'm telling them, look, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the landlord. Landlord is supposed to send notice that people are coming. Well, she should have said, and her story will be, but I sent the letter out. It doesn't matter. If you know that we don't get our mail, you know how the mail system is right now, your responsibility, you bring the letters, you hand deliver those freaking letters if you have to. Or you come by, you have somebody come by and you tack them up we have bulletin boards down here with push pins. And, there's only 3 of us. Well, actually, there's only right now, there's only 2 of us. There's 2 of us in this section, 2 in the next section. So that's 4. We're only 6 of us right now. There used to be 8 of us. There's only 6 of us right now. So you can't tell me that landlord can drop off 6 notices that workers going to come in. I mean, I'm embarrassed of my place right now. My place is a freaking mess. I've got boxes everywhere. I got things packed, unpacked, because I was going to move to Missouri. So everything's in disarray. So that's where I learned to advocate, and I'm still advocating. I was on the phone, basically giving hell to the assistant of mental health services. I mean, in a nice way. But I was just telling her this is not okay. And it was just really upsetting. So anyway, so that was my morning. But anyway, when we talk about the channel and how the channel came to be. So that's a little bit about, me and the advocacy thing and the whole thing. So like I said, I had reached out to the content creator, saw her on her little introduction, her last introduction after all the cats. She introduced herself. And I asked her to come into this group. And that ended up not going well. I mean, after we did the presentations, there were issues within the group because, we won't go into that, but there were issues. So then we were kind of on our own. And when she started getting a lot of people that would come into her channel that was doing basically rescue work. They were doing rescue work. They were doing, they were either doing rescue work or they were doing caring for community cats or fostering or, something like that. Something that she wasn't doing because these are pets. What she has are pets. I mean, this rescue was her first rescue. The Hannah was, I think, pretty much her first rescue. I mean, she did do the Daisy Bree thing. And again, just side note on the Daisy Bree thing, I put that up there because I was angry and maybe shouldn't have put it up, but maybe I should have. Because I do think that an explanation is owed to your subscribers for what happened to the cat. And I don't think that you should be hesitant to say it because it wasn't your fault. Yes, I mean, yes, there is a certain amount of accountability when you rescue something, but you thought that Adam was a good person. You thought Adam was going to do the right thing, and he didn't. That wasn't your fault. I know how I can vouch. I know you were upset when that happened. I don't hold it against you necessarily. Again, a lot of that was anger. I think everybody needs to calm down at this point. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I know Jerry's not going to calm down, but I don't really care about her. But I think everybody else that has, more than one brain cell, just try to calm down a little bit. Think about what's happening here. Think about how you can help the content creator. How can you help her stay with her cats? That's what advocacy is about. Look, I'm more than willing to sign a petition to keep them together. Actually, the petition, again, like I said in the beginning, the petition should be, remove, or maybe not remove, but rewrite the pet limit policy for, Columbia City or whatever. I'd happily sign that. Happily. Post it on the community tab on the Armchair Cat Advocate. Now, can't enable comments, but I'd be happy to post it on there. But what happened with that, and I want to pull this up because I did make a screenshot of it. I have a lot of screenshots here. So what happened was we, were talking about the amount of people that she had. She had all these people that had doing rescue, foster, caring for community cats, et cetera, et cetera. And she had people, and there's things that she wanted to talk about. Like we talked about the animals being exploited for views, for content. She wanted to talk about those, but she didn't feel like her channel, but she could do all of that on her channel. She wanted to stick with just basically her channel is a vlog of her life with her cats. That's basically what her channel is, very simplistically. And I was like, okay. I said to her, maybe you should go ahead and do that. Maybe you should start a second channel. She said, I don't have the know-how to do it. I said, well, but you have, a producer and everything. She said, yeah, I know, but the producer isn't, she's not going to want to do a second channel, doesn't have the capacity for that. And she said, why don't you do it? I said, yeah, because I did have a cable access show where I did a lot of things about did social justice issues and interviews with nonprofit leaders and such. So she said, why don't you do that? No, I really don't want to. I had too much going on. Eventually we talked, and eventually I said, okay, well, as long as you help me with it. So I created the channel. Now, like I said, I created the channel. And from the beginning, and I do have it here, I just found it. So it says here, so there's a question. May I add another person as an owner or collaborator to my individual YouTube channel? And it says channels belonging to an individual cannot have multiple owners or managers. For collaboration, you may create a shared YouTube channel called a brand account. So the fact of the matter is that from day one, I never had a brand account channel. I'm not even sure what I have. I think I just set it up in association with my Wanda channel or something. I don't remember. I think I might have it as a business, maybe. I don't know. But I do know that when I set it up, the options were you could have someone as a manager, editor. I don't know. There's a couple different editor options, and then moderator. I think a moderator. From the beginning, the producer of the content creator's channel was not wanting to be involved. Only wanting to be involved as she agreed to be a moderator, but only didn't want to be involved in any other capacity because just she didn't have capacity. Everything that she was doing was for that main channel, and it was a lot. And she has her own health issues and her own life and everything. Perfectly understandable, not a problem, not upset over that, not upset with her, whatever. Put her on as a moderator, okay? The content creator, however, I said, what do you want me to put you on as? I said, I don't know, it's I don't know. There's nothing there's no co-owner option or anything. It's just manager. So she said editor. I said, okay, how about if I do manager though? Because manager, then you'll have almost the same permissions that I have. You can do basically what I do. Okay. So she came on as a manager. Now, we were supposed to be doing this like 50-50. This is my understanding. She was going to help me with the channel. And there was some help, but the help was basically if I would ask her, like, I don't know, how do I do this? Okay, well, go to YouTube Studio, or look at this analytic, or look at that analytic, so she'd explain these things to me. Don't upload like 2 times a day of the same video because that could be spammy. Beware of this, beware of that, those kind of things. Just really basic things. There was never anything. There were many, many times on the channel. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not saying before I get, certain people like Jerry twisting my words around. I'm not implying that she purposely tried to sabotage the channel or anything like that, because I think maybe it was just oversight, overlooked, whatever. But I want to set the record straight here. There was not a whole lot of, you figure she has 4.15K now, I think, subscribers. I only had, when I started, I don't know, 20. I don't know. It was like not many. And I even had people that were subscribers saying, where's all the people? Why aren't people from her channel coming over here? There's a whole, I don't know. Maybe they're not interested in advocacy. Whatever. So, but there was never any real, go check out the Armchair Advocate. Go check out the. Whereas if you watch my videos, almost every video I would say, my friend Kim, she's helping with the channel. She's part of the channel. Go over to her channel. Check out the, Life with 18 Cats. I did that almost every time. So I can sleep at night knowing that I supported her channel. I don't feel like my channel was supported at all. I struggled with that. I struggled with technology. I struggled with learning how to, I'm still learning how to edit. I still don't know. This is why I'm doing this, because I don't know how the hell to edit. I don't know any of this shit. And I really don't have time to sit and just play with it and play with it and play with it. I haven't even set up my, look. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. I charged it up. That's as far as I got. Haven't even gotten around to that yet because of everything. I have a lot going on in my life. And then I have to fight this drama. Stupid. It's just stupid. So when this person is doing an extreme close-up and going, I helped her with her channel. Yeah, you did. But there was also another condition. When I first, one of my concerns was the monetization. Okay, when I get to a certain point and I'm getting monetized, because I'm on SSI, and this was before I knew about the SOAR program and that, that the rules change, that you can work more now with SSI. I was like, how am I going to do that? And her response was, you'll just sell the channel to me. And then there were these things where, well, when you get, I'll help you right now, but then when you start getting, more successful, then we'll talk about some compensation. But you're not doing anything. You're not helping with the channel. You're a manager, but you're not helping. I don't see you coming into the channel. I didn't see you helping with graphics, with thumbnail, nothing. You are a manager. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. She was a manager. She could do basically everything I could do on that channel, including uploading, downloading, whatever, sideways, whatever all the YouTube jargon is, thumbnails, editing, clips, drops, all the buzzwords. She could do it all. But did she? No. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But what I do have a problem with is someone telling all her subscribers how much she helped and how much she did this and how much she supported me, when obviously that wasn't true. That's the thing I have a problem with. And then there was an issue with subscribers. And this is kind of, again, this is where I just decided, I don't know what's going on with this person who was my friend. I don't know what's happening. I don't recognize her. I don't like this side. I don't like what I see. So there's actually 3 subscribers. One of them was very problematic. Would come on the streams, always cause problems, always talk about, just talking shit. Come on the streams. I'm a lawyer. I'm an EMT. I'm a sous chef. I studied in France. I remember one time the content creator talking about her family all had Mensa cards. And she refused to get a Mensa card because she wanted to tick off her dad. And that subscriber, when she was talking, they said, oh, I have a Mensa card. I'm like, you do not. You don't have a freaking Mensa card. You're stupid. Then they're going on and talking about how they know Chinese and they know Russian and they know all these languages. And there was one stream where they got so problematic and they made the comment that And the content creator didn't see it. I saw it. I told her afterwards. She was livid, and I don't blame her. But basically, the comment was that anyone who had substance use issues, who went into recovery, was weak. That was the statement that that person made. And again, if you know, you know who I'm talking about. I know there's people that, are going to watching this either now or later that know exactly who I'm talking about. And then there was also comments about an unalived cat and comments about other things. And finally, content creator just basically said, I had enough, stop it. Only not in those nice words. And after this person skulked off with their tail between their legs, everybody in the chat's like, thank goodness that one's gone. So imagine my surprise when all this stuff started with Hannah and people making, like Dawn, yes, Dawn's my friend, but I'm telling you, Dawn knows, and Dawn and I, and I know the same from Dawn, we check each other. If I say something stupid, or I mean, she's talked me out of some really bad post decisions, I can tell you. And, I've talked her out of some things, and we've talked each other down from the, from the ledge, so to speak. But, when she made that comment about Hannah, that initial comment that upset everybody, that was not meant to shame anybody. That was not meant to shame Kim. It wasn't. It wasn't meant at all. It was meant to help her because Dawn was worried about the cat. That's all it was. And people made it into a big deal. And, it's just sad. It's sad the way everything went down. But that subscriber that I was just talking about magically showed up. Oh, a content creator, I support you 100%. You're absolutely right. La, la, la. Well, I hope that subscriber actually watches this, because the content creator really wanted to ban you. The content creator never liked you. I never liked you. Most of the people that are in the chat with you don't like you because you're annoying. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just, like I said, I have nothing left to lose. This is actually pretty fun. I can say whatever I want because I can just delete this stream when I'm done. And if you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, you didn't. Too bad. But this person has been going on these streams. When I saw the content creator sitting there saying, I have to give a shout out to a special person because they supported me. We've had our differences and they supported me. And thank you so much. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's like in the horror movie where you have the vampire out the window. Let me in. Remember me? I'm your old friend. Let me in. You let the vampire in, the vampire proceeds to, suck you dry. I'm like, that's what's going to happen. Open the window and let the demon in. Why don't you? Well, we saw how this is going down. And I mean, these are the things that are concerning to me. It's like, what are you thinking? The thing that did it for me was, that one, okay. I mean, she talked about banning this person. And I agreed with her. I thought he should be banned. I thought she'd get rid of him. I wish I'd gotten rid of him. I left him hang around because he never came on my streams. He never commented. So I just kind of forgot about him. But then, he returned with a vengeance when this whole thing went down with content creator. But this is the problem that I have. So I'll try to say this as tactfully as possible because I definitely don't want to name names. I definitely don't want to identify people because I want to maintain privacy here. But I also want to tell the story because I think it's important. There were 2 subscribers on my channel. They had also been on her channel. These 2 subscribers were friends. in chat a lot together, a lot of banter, you know, some of it little rowdy banter, you know. Sometimes you had to rein them in because they get a little rowdy. Um, they One of them ended up leaving the content creators chats because of something the content creator said to them off air, accusing them of something, which when all of this went down, I actually went back to that subscriber and I asked them, can you tell me your side of the story? Because I've only heard content creator side. And when I heard the other side of the story, I'm like, I didn't get the whole story here. The thing that did it for me, the thing that really bothered me, was there was an incident where there was a subscriber in the chat that said something that the content creator took great offense to. What the person said, it was not meant in the way that the content creator took it. The content creator basically went ballistic. Content creator told this person off. It was not pretty. I was standing there watching it go down with my mouth open, like, what is happening? Immediately after that stream, I got a phone call from the content creator, and the content creator was like, "Did you what they said to me?" I'm like, "Okay, look, I don't think they meant it the way that you're taking it. I think, let's talk through this. Let's kind of process this. Let's figure out what's happening here." And then there was the comment of, well, I know some things about this subscriber that the next time they're in a stream, I think I'm just going to call them out on it. And I was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't, because that will make you look bad. It'll be, I have to be careful of how I talk. It will be, self-harming, I guess I can say that, for your channel. Just don't do it. I mean, just, if you want to ban the person, make them a hidden user, whatever, just go ahead. Just don't do that, because it will impact you. It'll impact your channel. It'll make you look like a, a crazy person, like everyone says I am. And it didn't happen, but these two subscribers stayed on my channel, and I like to handle things with humor. I do. I find humor is a good way to diffuse situations. I mean, most situations, not all, but a lot of situations you can diffuse with humor. And I tried to diffuse everything with humor. And I ended up, these two subscribers were fine. I had no problems with them. They, there were some issues in the beginning, and I kind of talked through it, and I did complain about it to the content creator, and the content creator was like, yeah, I told you, get rid of them, ban them, get rid of them. And then there was this like badgering, get rid of them, get rid of them. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to. Look, I had like, I don't know, I think I just made 50 people or something. I said, I'm not going to just, willy-nilly get rid of people for no good reason. And I don't have a good reason to get rid of these two. I mean, yeah, they can get a little rowdy, but I don't see, if other subscribers start complaining, if I see that other subscribers are kind of like making comments like, oh, that's disgusting what you just said, or something, like, okay, well then, yeah, then maybe I'll take a second look. But as it stood, I wasn't going to do anything. And that actually made the content creator kind of mad. And basically, said to me, well, they're your problem now, because we're going to, me and my producer were thinking of banning them. I said, well, you can do what you want, but I'm not going to do that. And then there was discussion that because all three, the problematic one and the two rowdy ones, didn't have memberships, that they weren't supporting the channel, that they were disposable. I didn't like that. I don't think that was very nice. And I told the content creator that. So, see, the thing is, and this is what my therapist said to me, because I was telling my therapist about all this, and my therapist said, well, Wanda, you have to understand that the people like these keyboard gladiators, they don't know what you know. They haven't been behind the scenes. They haven't seen what's going on. They don't know any of this. So they're just, and again, it's drama. It's in social media. It's drama. It's like, it brings the worst out of people. I don't know why, but it does. It's just like, it brings the worst out of people. I guess it's the anonymity or something. It's like you hide behind a user. Well, most people do. I don't. Most people hide behind a username. I don't hide behind a username because what I have to say to you, I'm going to say to you, like I said to Jerry. I don't give a crap what she thinks. And like I said, she can report this. She can report this stream all she wants. I don't give a shit. Because you made your comments public, honey. You made them public. If they're public, I can read them. There's nothing that says I can't read them. Think. Because like I said, you're impacting what's happening with her. They're going to be, city council's talking about this. And they're going to take that into consideration. Now, like I said, I did say that I don't want that to negatively impact. I just want her to be held accountable. And I think that should be a discussion. Because honestly, I just want it to stop. And if that's what I have to do to make it stop, that's what I have to do. Don't poke the bear. Whole lesson in this live stream. Don't poke the bear. If you have the bear in the cave and the bear's sleeping, the bear's minding its own business, don't go in and poke it. Because like I said, first you're going to get a little lip snarl, then the teeth are going to bared. And then the third time you poke the bear's going to come out with the claws and the fangs raging. So don't poke the bear. I don't have any malice towards her. I don't want to see bad things happen. I hope she comes out of this successful. I really hope she does. I hope there's a consideration about the channel, what's happening with the channel. I hope she sits down and really thinks about this and where she wants the channel. I mean, because I remember at one point, this content creator said to me, and I hope you remember this, Kim, because I remember you saying to me from the very beginning, very beginning when I had, 10 people or something, you got to decide, do you want quantity or quality? What are you choosing right now? Quantity or quality? Personally, I don't see a lot of quality over there. I see a lot of nasty people that, as I said, really don't have one brain cell to share among all of them. Just the hive mind at work. And they're following you blindly and they're not listening or not paying attention or not thinking. Instead of thinking, yeah, wouldn't it be better if, instead of trying to raise money for an RV, wouldn't that money be better used to maybe hire a lawyer or, file paperwork, start a lawsuit that could possibly change things, not just for you, but for other people? Wouldn't it be nice to have a community where you didn't have pet limits? Wouldn't it be nice to maybe be a model for other communities? That's annoying. Like I said, I really don't give two figs today. It's a bad day. I didn't bother with the ring light. I didn't bother, I see my skunk roots, didn't bother coloring the hair, just don't care. Woke up, my cat's outside, don't know where he is. Maintenance guys come, didn't know they were coming today. Had I known, I would have had him in earlier. But they came early and now he's hiding somewhere and I don't know where he is. And I'm not gonna find him. I'm just gonna have to wait till he comes back. So yeah, so I got my own problems to deal with. I still don't know if all my cats are in here because I don't know if the dumbasses left the door open or not. They said they didn't. But so far I've only seen 2 of my cats, and I'm just kind of waiting everybody comes out. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say. There's my Hail Mary moment. So whatever you think about it, you think about it. Again, I don't give 2 fucks. I have no fucks to give anymore. I just hope that, maybe 1 or 2 of you people seriously think about what I said and consider it. I mean, like I said, I don't care. I really don't care what you think about me. I don't. A lot of people hate me. It's true. A lot of people hate me. I live in a community where I'm not well liked. And I'm not well liked for a reason. Because I say things, I point things out, I tell people off. But at the end of the day, when I look in the mirror, I'm okay with what I see. I'm not rich. God knows I'm not rich. I struggle. Right now, I have you know, if it hadn't been for somebody being kind enough to donate some money to the PayPal account, I don't know how I'd make it through the end of the month. That was the only way I was able to get that phone because I desperately needed a new phone. But what's upsetting me the most out of all this is we're losing sight of what really matters. And this is my gripe with animal welfare organizations across the board. Rescues, SPCAs, humane societies, all of them. It's supposed to be about the animals, but in the end, it becomes about the people and politics. It becomes about the drama and the egos of the humans when it's supposed to be about the welfare of the animals. You think about that. Before all this happened, I had people donating. I had people donating for, I used live streams. Those tears I cried were real tears. I can't tell you how much those live traps meant. The little cat, the little female, um, I think I could, she doesn't seem to be nursing anymore. I think I can now get her spayed. She's got hair missing on the back of her neck again because she's attacked by the males. I saw a male attack her the other day. I had to go basically not kick him off, but I had to chase him off of her. She's not going to have to go through that anymore because somebody was kind enough to donate a live trap. Actually, I have 3 live traps right now. They had extra food last month because of people's kindness. I know the people have kind hearts. You have kind hearts for the animals. You need to have kind hearts for the people. You need to have that grace for forgiveness, that grace for understanding. I don't see that. And I'm guilty of it too. Look, I'll be very honest. I'm guilty of it too. I look at those. I'm not proud of some of those posts. And Kim, I am taking that one down. I'm going to take several. I'm probably going to take all of them down that have to do with you, except maybe the Daisy Bree one. That one should stay up because I think people have a right to know what happened to Daisy. And again, it wasn't your fault, so you shouldn't feel bad about talking about it. But that is why I walked away. And I thought it would just be easier and kinder if I just walked away and had no contact. Maybe I should have talked to you. And I apologize for that. Maybe I caused you more trauma, and I apologize for that. You were my friend. I loved you. I don't know if we can ever go back to there again. I don't know. We have two people here, myself and you. We're both we both have trauma. We both have trust issues. We both a lot of water under the bridge at this point. But the fact of the matter is that I'm sorry of what happened to you. Never, never wanted to see anything happen to you like that. I hope you can keep the cats. I really do. I mean, or if you want to go to Minnesota, if you'd be happier in Minnesota, I wish you well. I hope you can go to Minnesota. I know you wanted to go to Minnesota. I know that was a goal. That was a goal when I was going to move out to Missouri. The two of us were going to move to Minnesota. Like, she thought maybe in a year she could get the money together to go to Minnesota. I mean, I hope whatever you want, I hope you can get it. But as I said, what happened is not okay. My channel is ruined, or at least severely damaged, to the point where it's going to take a lot for me to bring it back. And as far as the live streams that I did with Dawn and Nunya, we talked about that. I asked Dawn, and you knew this, Kim. I asked Dawn, I think even before we started the channel, I asked her if she would come on and talk about her experience and what she goes through, because she goes through a lot. And by the way, for those of you that are interested, Grayson's doing really well. And he's adoptable. She did a fabulous job with him. And that $500 that was donated through the Content Creators channel helped him. And that's what these communities should be about. Helping the animals. And supporting each other. Not tearing each other down. So, this is probably going to be my last hurrah. I don't know if I'm going to come back or not. I do want Kim to know that I do not go on your channel. I mean, I know that I'm a hidden user, because when I tried to find that comment, I had to go under another account to find it. I mean, I had to go under my own account to find it, to take that screenshot. But I haven't been over there. And that was part of the reason why. Part of it was mental health issues. Part of it was overwhelming. Part of it was I just needed a break. And maybe I should have just told you I needed a break. But you know what? Like you, I'm human. And like you, I'm flawed. And sometimes we don't always think. Sometimes when we're in the middle of crap, we're not thinking about what's the best option here. But the best option was never to come after somebody. The best option was never to put their name out there, to encourage subscribers to harass, to bully, to dox. That's one thing that, I mean, like I said, this is why I turned off comments. This is why the comments are off right now. Because I don't want to deal with it. And because I don't want what I have to say being interfered with by two warring parties. And I'm going to say that, warring parties. Team Kim, Team Wanda. Well, she said this and she said that. No, I ain't dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that. If you want that kind of crap in your chats, fine. I don't want that in my chat. I don't want that in my comments. I don't want any of it. So, All I really want is to be left alone. I want to be left alone. I've already made some reports. You're probably going to get a phone call from an agency that I talk to. Rather not you talk to them is up to you. Just letting you know. Next steps will be the police if I have to. If I have to go to the police, that'll be the next steps. Because when you have people in your chat that are threatening to unalive someone and saying that they have weapons and that where they're from, that's how snitches are handled, and that then there's I read that screenshot where it's, can you tell me who the alleged tattletale is? Oh yeah, look at the Pride stream. That right there is just like if I'm in a court of law and the attorney says to me, Wanda, is the person that is guilty here today? And I say, yeah. And they say, can you point that person out? Yep. Will you point that person out right now? They did it. That's exactly what you did to me, Kim. She did it. Live stream. 2 people on the live stream. Me, you. You didn't report yourself. Who's left? And again, even if I had done it, it would never have come from a place of nastiness. Definitely not jealousy, not hatred. I never hated you. Definitely not jealous of you. I don't want to live in Missouri. I'm sorry, I don't. If you had been in Minnesota, maybe, but after finding out, yeah, not dealing with that. I have enough crap here. So I wish you well, though. I do. I will say I haven't watched it. I haven't watched the your testimony to city council, but now you're thinking that's what you should do. That's the way you advocate. And you can't advocate as a credible person when you have people like Jerry spamming comments like she did, because it's going to come out. Lesson learned. I learned that a long time ago. No one listens to you when you yell and scream, when you act crazy. And you know what? I want to thank Dawn for pointing that out to me. Dawn is an amazing person. I don't like what happened to Dawn because Dawn, as you may or may not know, has quirky brain wiring. We're going to put it like that. She thinks differently than the rest of us. And that's cool. I like her. She has an amazing rapport with the cats. She's like, if you've the name's escaping me, but there is a woman who is autistic and she wrote a whole book. She's can't even think of her name. Tempest something. Temple Grandin. Temple Grandin, woman, autistic woman. She actually designed slaughterhouses so that the animals would not be so fearful, it would be more humane. Now, I know there are vegans among us. I'm sorry to use that example. I'm just trying to say that this person who is autistic, Temple Grandin, has a certain rapport with animals, and Dawn reminds me of her. So, I love talking to Dawn. She's been very, very helpful. And she's been very supportive. But what I don't like is I don't like what was done to her. She didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve to be told choke on birthday cake. She didn't deserve the comments that she got. She definitely didn't deserve to be dismissed because she didn't call back the content creator when the content creator thought she should have called her back. But, Dawn talked to me the other night and she said, you're giving them what they want. They're saying that you're crazy and you're acting it. I'm looking at the post and going, yeah, you know what? You're right. I need to clean up my act too. I need to hold myself accountable for what I've done. So I do want to apologize to you, Kim, for that. Because I let myself get swept away with the minions mob, the hive mind. But that's done. I'm going to remove all those posts. People can think what they want. They're going to think what they want. A lot of you are going to watch this and go, oh, look at that. She's faking it. She's lying. Whatever. Again, I have no fucks to give. But I hope that you sit down here. My advice to you, Kim, at this point would be sit with your cats. Sit with the silence. Try to get all those people out of your head. Everybody, including me. Everybody. And think about it. Think about everything. Think about, what do you want? Vision, what do you want? What do you want to see happen? Start a petition. You start a petition, I'll sign it. You start a petition, I'll put it on the community tab. Can't enable the comments, but I'll put it on the community tab. Because despite everything that's happened, I still think there's a good person inside of you. There has to be. How could a bad person overcome everything you've overcome? You were a badass. You told me that. But I've seen the Kim that these minions haven't seen. I've seen the vulnerable one. I've seen the traumatized one. I've seen the one trying to flounder through life because they didn't have what they needed as a child. So they never really had a chance to emotionally mature because they had so many other things that they were dealing with. I saw the person that didn't have a chance to really be loved or feel loved. Person that was let down by the person that should never let you down, and that's your parent. And I was very lucky there because I had the most amazing mother anyone could ever ask for. Was she perfect? Hell no. But she was a good person. And I think she would have liked you. I do. So, on that note, I'm going to end this stream. I don't know if I'll be back on this channel ever again or not. I don't know. If you do start a petition, I'm sure someone will let me know. Someone can, get a neutral party to let me know, and I'll put it up for you. And I do wish you well. And I do want you to know, like I said, I have contacted the mayor's office, and I've contacted them for a reason, because this is not okay. This is not okay. it's going to come out. And so it needs to come out now. It needs to be addressed. You need to get your credibility back. And if that means dumping some baggage, maybe dump some baggage. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But I will definitely continue to advocate despite what people think. I will continue to advocate that you keep your cats because I know you love them. I know you care about them. Do you always make the best choices? No, but you know what? Neither do I. That's because we're human. So you do deserve to keep them, though. You do. Show this stream to the mayor's office if you want. I have no problem with that. Because I will go on record and say I think you should keep them. That human-animal bond that you have with them is very strong, and I think it would be very detrimental to all of you. I don't think that that should be severed. I know there's some issues, but I think that you can handle it. And I wish you well. And to all of the people who unsubscribed from my channel, please don't come back. I know that might be petty, and I know that might not be in line with my trauma-informed training and offering grace to people and everything, but you know what? If you're capable of thinking those horrible things about me without talking to me, even after some of you have emailed me and talked to me and told me very personal things and things you don't want to talk about in the chat because they're things that are very upsetting to you or very private to you. Yeah, don't want you back. It makes me very sad too, because I did like a lot of you. I enjoyed a lot of you. Enjoyed having you on the streams, enjoyed, helping you find resources for your cats. But I don't want you back. I don't want you back. So on that happy note, I'm going to go out and try to find my cat and feed everybody else because it's way past their food time. Try to get myself together. Give myself some grace for the rest of the day because it's been a very stressful day. So I want to thank those of you that watched, whether or not you watched because you honestly cared or because you wanted to engage in the drama or because you wanted to, you rage watched because you hate me. I don't care. I have no fucks to give, right? But for those of you who did watch and you watched because you really did care and you really did want to know the truth and you wanted to hear my side of the story, I do appreciate that. So now you know what happened, you know why I walked away. And you know that I didn't report her because I hated her or because of anything. I mean, if I had reported her, like I said, it would have been because I cared and because I wanted because I cared and because I wanted I wanted the kitten to be okay, because that was my concern. My concern was not the 19 cats. It was the kitten, just like a lot of other people. So I'm glad that it's getting resolved. I hope that it continues to be resolved. I hope that you're able to keep them and that you don't have to drive off to Minnesota in an RV unless you want to. I mean, if you want to, that's your choice. I think you can just do so much better here. So much, you can make such a big difference. You have the platform, you can make a big difference. So, thank you, everyone. And I guess this is it. I may come back, I may not. I don't know. I'll have to decide. So, love you, Mew. Mew, Mew, Mew. Love you, Mew. Thank God, I can't talk. Love Mew. Bye for meow. It's been a long time since I've said that. Stay safe and take care of your mental health. Bye.